A lot of you watching want to be traders, but don't act like it. So today, I'm going to be breaking down all the things that you do that are keeping you unprofitable. And the way this tier list is going to work is that the higher up it is the more it's holding you back, and the lower it is, the better it is. So the first thing that is probably keeping you super unprofitable and holding you back is something that I used to struggle with all the time at the beginning of my journey, and that is shiny object syndrome. And shiny object syndrome in trading essentially equates to you consistently trying to trade the strategy that you're trading, whether it's jumping from ICT to order flow to support and resistance. You can't stick to one strategy, focus on it, and become successful at it. So it's always hindering you and holding you back. So shiny object system, I'm gonna have to rank it S tier for holding you back and keeping you unprofitable. The next one we're gonna talk about is being lazy overall in every aspect of your life, especially in your craft. If you're a lazy individual and you're just struggle to get up off of bed and you like to sit down and doom scroll all day, then you're just gonna suck at everything you do in life. You cannot be lazy. You have to be relentless and work extremely hard. So if you're lazy in everything else in your life and expect to just magically be a hard worker in trading or whatever your business, whatever you do in life, then you have it all fucked up. And I'm gonna rank being lazy S tier for holding you back and keeping you unprofitable. The next thing we're going to be talking about is waking up extremely early and following these ridiculous routines of waking up at 3, 4 in the morning, ice bath, hitting the gym. In reality and in the broader view of things, that does absolutely nothing for you if you can't apply anything else in your life. If you just wake up extremely early, go to the gym, and by the time you get home and it's time to work, you're fucking exhausted because you got 3 hours of sleep, it's just going to hold you back and hinder you. But I will say that I know some people who do this and are successful at it. But for me personally, when I tried to do this and I was way too extreme into it, I was going to the gym at 4 in the morning, I was ice bathing in sauna, and it honestly did nothing but hold me back because I had zero energy and was putting zero emphasis on my rest and my sleep. So I was just burnt out throughout the whole day. And so I will rank this around A tier for holding you back and keeping you unprofitable. Don't wake up extremely early. Be reasonable with your time. Wake up nice and early, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. It's a good time, but nothing too crazy. All right, now we're going to be talking about backtesting. If you are not backtesting, you literally just don't want to be profitable. Collecting data and understanding your system, whatever model you trade, I don't care if you trade my model, I don't care if you trade someone else's model. I don't care if you blindly click buttons, but you need to understand your data about how you blindly click buttons. Like, you need to get into the minute numbers so you could have utmost confidence in your system when it's actually time to go into the market and execute. Because if not, you're just going to be processing and trading off of hopes and dreams, and it's just never going to work out for you, bro. So honestly, if you're not doing this, I'm gonna have to rank it E tier because this is the key to profitability and consistency is definitely back testing. The next one is gonna be watching gurus all day and spending all your time on YouTube watching how other people live their lives. I can't put enough emphasis and express myself enough about how much of a time waster this is and how I used to do it. I used to be the guy that would try to work while watching TJR, while watching Iman, while watching all these guys who are just making way more money than me, idolizing them, and just wasting so much time thinking that I was going to be them one day just by watching their videos. And in reality, the people who become like them are the people who don't watch their videos at all, put their head down, and work and grind. Watching their videos in reality do nothing for you, and instead you should be dedicating your time to educating yourself, backtesting, journaling, and grinding towards your goals, whatever that is in life. So I'm going to have to rank this A tier because this is holding you back pretty bad, to be honest. So, yeah. This one, we're going to be talking about having a good team or a good group of friends around you. I think I can't express this enough, but if you have a ton of bums around you and a ton of people who are just constantly Debbie Downing you, never believe in you, speaking negativity to you, lazy, like to go out, party, drink, smoke, and are literally the complete opposite of the goals that you want to achieve one day, then you got to cut those people off because they're hindering you a lot more than you could ever imagine. So this is something that I would rank B tier. The reason why I'm going to rank it B tier is because honestly, Some people are a little bit less influenced than others. So if you're somebody like that, then it's not going to be too much of a big deal for you. But if you're somebody who's easily influenced by the people around you, this would definitely be an S tier. So it just varies for who you are. But yeah, this is definitely holding you back if you're hanging around with a ton of losers. The next one we're going to be talking about is not believing in mentorship or not ever having a mentor. I think if you're watching this video and you don't believe in mentorship, well, you're probably watching this video for a reason. I think this is such a key component in your success and was a key component in my success. Having someone that was able to be there with me, hold my hand, guide me, and be able to talk to and express my emotions to, and they would have had already experienced it in their past and they'd be able to coach me through it, was something that was game changing for me in my trading, and it would 100% be game changing in yours. So I'm not telling you to go buy whatever mentorship. Go do due diligence in whoever you want to learn from. Actually make sure they're credible and that their trading or teaching style actually resonates with you before you go and just purchase their mentorship. But seek a mentor, whether it's me or anybody else. Make sure they're good, but just seek a mentor so they could guide you. So if you don't believe in mentorship or if you don't have a mentor, I think it's something that is definitely holding you back. And I'll rank this a tier. No, actually, I think I'm going to give it an S tier. I think this is something that really hinders you if you don't have one. Now we're going to go into reading, right? I think a lot of people underestimate how good reading is for you and how constantly stimulating your brain with negative things like doom scrolling do nothing for you. But instead you could stimulate your brain with something positive like reading and absorb helpful information. I think if you're going to read things as a trader, you should read things about psychology and emotions and books like Atomic Habits that teach you and help you learn how to replace bad habits with good ones, right? I think you should read books that actually help you and impact you in your real life scenario, and not read books on how to become a doctor when you don't want to become one, right? Because that's just going to be a waste of time. So I think if you read books in the right angle and you read the right books, this could be something that could help you a lot in your journey. So I'm going to give this a B tier because, you know, if you're reading stupid books, it's going to do nothing for you. But if you're reading good books, it's definitely going to be something that helps you, and education is always king. This next one is huge, and it's going to be environment. A lot of you guys are stuck in the same environment for years and you wonder why you can't change or grow. And one of the easiest ways to break out of a slump or grow as a person is to actually put yourself in a sticky predicament or a new environment. I don't know if you guys as kids were ever forced to move or go into a new school and you were always scared that you were never going to make friends, but it turns out that you actually love that new school a lot more and that you actually make a way cooler friends and you get along with them way more and everything just clicks. Well, it's the same thing with your life, right? If you're stuck in the same place for a long time, you've been living in the same town for your whole life, I think it comes to a certain point that you're going to hit a ceiling and that you just need to get out of there and experience that new environment so you could break through that ceiling and grow. So I'd say that environment is pretty key, but it's not the most important thing in the world. But if you definitely have an environment that's hindering you, you have to get out of there. So I'd rank that B for holding you back and keeping you unprofitable. This one, we're going to be talking about journaling. Now, there's two types of journaling. One, there's journaling your trades, and two, there's journaling your thoughts, your emotions, and your goals. I think both are pretty important, but the second one isn't too life-changing. I think writing things down will help you enforce them and chip away at them, but realistically, you can make it without it. I do not think you can make it without journaling at the beginning of your career. It's extremely important. And if you're not profitable yet, you should definitely be keeping a track record or an account to the trades that you take so you can really go in and adjust your system if it's not working, right? So journaling is definitely something that's pretty big, but a lot of people don't really need it after a certain point because if you collect data, it doesn't matter. I would definitely not say it's equal with backtesting because backtesting does everything journaling does and more. So I think I'd give journaling a C tier of you not doing it and it's holding you back. I think it's pretty good, but I don't think it's mandatory. It's something that I did in the beginning of my journey, but once I started to get the hang of it, I honestly let it go because I just found it as a time waster and I preferred putting my energy into backtesting. I think it's just where energy is best spent. And that's pretty much it for the things that I used to do that kept me unprofitable, and I hope that helped you. Now, if you're struggling with any of these bad habits and you don't really have clarity or any direction with what you need to be doing to break out of them, you can get access to me and my team of expert instructors who could help guide you to that profitability that you're missing out on. If you're interested in something like that, Check out the link below to learn a little bit more.